Good morning. Welcome to another Rusty Bottom Workshop episode. Today we're going to work in the Bentley this time. If you saw my last video with the Fiat 500, this one's slightly different, a little bit more relaxed. That's what these old Bentleys do for you. They calm you down and relax you. That's what they were designed to do. Another sunny day in Lancashire, or rather not today. A bit of weather looks like it's closing in, but it's okay. I've got my own ship to sail into work, and I'll tell you all about it and why I bought it. What mad fool drives a 1957 Bentley in 2026? Well, me and quite a few other people, including a friend of mine, who got me into these in the first place. But more about that later. It's actually a really, really easy car to drive. You're surprised how easy it is. It was way ahead of its time. I mean, 1957, what did we have? I mean, I wasn't around then, but I'm a classic car freak, so I know my cars. So you would have had all the post-war warmed over designs, you know, your A40 Somersets, which I do love actually, I have to say, they're really cute. I think the Morris Minor was out, Morris Minor was out, was it 48? So they was out. They had the previous version of car before this, the Bentley, I think it's a Mark 6, is it? And then an R Type, which a friend of mine has got. And then this came from nowhere. Very modern design, or very, very slick modern look, but I think even by then it was starting to still be a little bit on the old traditional prehistoric Bentley Rolls-Royce platform. While other cars were going monocoque, this was still chassis. I mean, if you've ever seen the chassis on one of these, I think the modern day equivalent is probably either a big truck or a bus, because it is built like the proverbial brick public convenience. It really is. I mean, even the wheels are heavy on this. Everything on this car is really heavy, well over engineered, and I love it for it. And that's probably why it survived, because it's just so well made, and the quality of materials. While even though we've got, you know, very fine mass-produced to 5mm fine panel fits, and the way everything's gone with computer cutting and manufacturing, everything is superb. And these are all hand built, and yet this hopefully will still be around in another 50 years time, when all this stuff around you today is recycled as a washing machine or whatever. Anyway, I'll go through all the accessories and everything that this car has got. It's not got many, but it's got enough. As we go through our slow journey to Manchester to the office in the rain. But as I keep saying in my videos, you go into somewhere in a classic car, even if it's like just for commuting to work, it's an event, it's something a bit special. I was doing the same journey in just my modern car or the van, it just wouldn't be the same. They're a little bit on the boring side, modern cars, I'm afraid. I mean, obviously we need modern cars, but not everybody can drive around in these things. But as a special treat, I'm very lucky to have this car. Okay, so this is a 1957 Bentley S1, or S Type, it's the correct name. It's actually a Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud as well. It's the same car, but given Bentley treatment. So different grille, Bentley logos everywhere, obviously. At that time, Rolls-Royce owned Bentley. Personally, even though I don't mind the Rolls-Royce, I prefer the Bentley because I think it's more in keeping with the rounded shape. For me, this is one of probably the best looking car ever made. I mean, the late 50s, early 60s period is my kind of favourite era for car design. In fact, most of the classic cars I've had seem to be kind of, I don't know, about between some like 1954 and 1958, funnily enough. And all my VWs are from 1971 to 1973. It's a bit of a strange thing, but anyway. Yeah, so it's the straight six engine, the engine that they've had since forever. It apparently was designed by John Blatchley. I think the story goes that the replacement for the Mark VI, which is the previous model, or the R Type, he went into the boss's office with his drawings and they said no. So he went out of the office, sat in the corridor and quickly drew this, basically, and they went, how soon can you build it? Whether that's true or it's just an urban myth, I have no idea, but I don't care. I'm glad he did it, because for me personally, and I know there are a lot of fabulous cars out there, but for me personally, I'm speaking as my 10-year-old self here, this is for me the best looking car ever made. Forget about the quality, I just think the way it looks is superb. All the lines are, everything just flows. It's just lovely, especially from the back. I'm a bit weird, I love cars from the back sometimes more than the front. I don't know why, the way they look. This one in particular, it's that hewn from granite kind of no joins look. And well, it's massive. Obviously, they had to think about the export market after following the war. And I'm guessing the proportions of this car, I would say, are in line with your average American tank of the day. The other thing I will say, even though I think it's like 16, 17 foot long, possibly longer, it's not as wide as you think. It's actually kind of in keeping with, definitely cars today. I mean, your average medium to small car is probably bigger than this. I mean, look at a Mini. Mini's not a Mini, is it? Anyway, it's actually a fairly narrow car, and the thing that surprised me the most about this car, other than the fact how easy it is to drive, even today, is the fact that it's got the turning circuit of a London taxi. It's incredible. They didn't all come with power steering, but thankfully the original owner of this car ticked that option as a box, and thank God for that, because unless you want to do Arnold Schwarzenegger workouts every day, you definitely need power steering on one of these. I'd imagine they all ticked that box when they bought them. But anyway, typical of the time, they never published performance figures. I think the general consensus is it's something like 170 something horsepower, this car. It's supposed to do 100 and something miles an hour. I never ever will do that. Something as old as this, or as all these old cars that I've had over the years, you treat them with a bit of respect and look after them, you know. You get metal fatigue and things wear out, so you don't want to push it over the edge. Even though it's over-engineered, it can probably take it, but even though the brakes on this car are absolutely superb, and you can end up going through the windscreen some days if you stamp on the brake, they're that good, I would not like to test it out at its maximum capacity. I'm a little bit annoyed that I washed this last night, it looked superb, and now it's tipping it down and it's getting covered in muck again, but never mind. As I say in all my videos, classic cars are for everyday use, they're not just ornaments. You can wax and polish them all you like, just take them for short runs and shows and whatever, but use them, enjoy them for what they were made for. This wasn't designed to be a classic car, this was designed to be a luxurious transport. for a certain level of class of people and businesses. And in 2026, it still does the same job. It's a very imposing car, even today. People, I mean, yes, it's probably best known in recent years as a wedding car, which this was as well. This was a wedding car for about 17 years. Used every weekend, and I use it all the time. I use it for work, I do go to shows in it. We've been all over the place in this thing. I've gone off subject again, haven't I? I was telling you about the car itself. Right, let's go again. Right, let's give it some beans. I don't often give it the beans. It can do it, but you'll end up seeing your fuel gauge go down the other way. Although surprisingly, it's not too bad as on fuel economy for a car like this that weighs as much as this does. It's got the straight six engine, twin carbs, twin pumps, twin SU electric pumps, and lots of very advanced features which really surprised me. They even came with electric windows, these. This one doesn't, and I'm so glad it doesn't, because I've seen the motors and things on there. It's like a washing machine motor or a starter motor in each of your doors with a massive chain pulley system. And if you'd seen the price of the parts for those motors and things, it's just something else that's going to go wrong, and something else that is going to cost a fortune to repair. While the simple wind-up windows, it's fine by me. I'm not so precious I need a switch to open and close the windows. So it's got power steering, it's got power assist brakes. They are extremely good. I put some new brake shoes on the front not too long ago, and they are huge. They are disc pads all round, but they are very, very good. It's got like a really strange, well, probably strange by today's standards, because today's standards, the power assist brakes are usually done on a vacuum. But this one isn't. This one's done on like a slip clutch, where the power takeoff is from the gearbox, and it pushes on levers that are also attached to the brakes, so it gives you that extra power without you having to really jump on the brake hard, but without using the vacuum setup that cars have got today. It's quite a novel idea. I think it's a 1930s design. I can't remember. It might even be a Spanish designer. I'm sure I read about that somewhere. I'm sure you classic Bentley Rolls-Royce owners will correct me. But it's a neat little system. You've got like a tiny little clutch setup, which is quite funky. I haven't attempted to even try doing anything with that, but thankfully at the moment I don't need to, because it's working, so I'm gonna leave that one well alone. It's got 2-speed wipers with self-park. I know a lot of cars had by then, but this is like really nice and smooth. Everything on this is actually vacuum operated, so the heater controls operate vacuum chambers, which then move valves and open and close hot water and everything like that to let inside. The screen wash is vacuum operated as well off the engine. What else? They've got fresh air vents in the front, which again are vacuum operated, that you just pull out. The only downside with them is they've got them really low down at the front, or just above the bumper line, which so basically you're sucking everyone else's fumes into your car, which I think it was more for design rather than functionality, because they look great, but design-wise, not such a great idea. Maybe if you're on a country road, you know, after you've done a hard day in the office and you're driving back to your country estate, they're probably fine then. Anyway, so what else have I got? It's got a clock. It's got a whole host of dials fuel, oil pressure, amps, hot water. Oh, look at this weather. That's pretty bad. Never rains in Manchester, you know. That's just a myth. What else? It's got a umbrella handbrake under the dash. And this particular one, because this is the early version, it has a bench seat at the front. I think later cars are twin separate seats. The interior is superb. You've got West of England cloth, which costs a fortune. On the headlining, absolutely super seats, Dunlopillo, cushioning, burr walnut and solid wood door caps and dashboard and everything. This car was fully restored, I think, in the early 2000s, like 2000, 2001 or something. And resprayed in Bentley Royal Blue Metallic, which at first I was a bit wary of when I saw the advert, because it's not an original colour of the period. It's original Bentley colour, but from the 80s, I think, not from 1957. Originally, I think it was Tudor grey, which it might have been even two-tone, I don't know, but I am so glad it isn't Tudor grey. There's enough grey in this world. We don't need any more, do we? Oh, can let me out, thank you. People are usually quite nice when I'm driving this car. They do generally let you out. Whoa, but they don't look when cars are coming and they open the door in front of you, but hey. What else? It's got lovely bullet side lights on the front top of the wings. Fantastic, lovely big headlights. I love the lights at the back. They're really, really in keeping with the car. Really small, really nice. Adjustable rear suspension setting. You've got a switch there that's either have it in normal kind of soft mode, or you can stick it on hard mode, more kind of dynamic suspensions. Not bad, is it? 1957 adjustable suspension ride. It's a 4-speed automatic gearbox. Radio, right, now this came with an option, the original radio. It's got the original radio and amplifier, which is a HMV unit, which they also use in Aston Martins and Jaguars of the day. Strangely enough, as a child, I used to mess around with electronics and valve radios and all that kind of stuff, because, you know, I'm just sad like that. Excuse me. And so I used to mess around with this and take stuff like this apart. But today I just thought, I don't want to risk having the car going up in flames because one of the valves is blown or it's overheated and burnt out. So it's just not worth it. The original amplifier is still behind the dash. I've taken the radio out and I've fitted just a cheap modern Bluetooth replacement. I mean, there's only so much. If you want to listen to shortwave shipping forecasts all day long, that's great, but you know, I like to listen to my music on my phone or the radio, so I just bought a cheap aftermarket Bluetooth radio, fitted it. I've made like a false front and took some parts off the old radio so it looks like the old radio, but it's obviously modern underneath. It works well. I fitted a amplifier in the back with speakers actually in the original speaker locations where they would go. It's all hidden. It's got speakers at the front as well, where the original speakers would be, or originally they just had the original ones at the front. So it's got 4 speakers. Sound is really good. I'm very pleased with it. This one, and in 1957 you could tick the electric aerial option, which again surprised me that they even had them in those days. And this one has it. Now, whether it's genuinely original from then, I don't know, but I have looked underneath the wing, and if you see electric aerials today, they're about the size of, I don't know, they're really small with a weedy little motor. That thing, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like an old starter motor that they converted into for the aerial, and it's anyway, it's so because of that, the aerials you normally get in these are in the ceiling here, which is why the mirrors are on the dashboard at the bottom and not from the top like most cars. And those aerials, you have like a little handle that you can flip them down if you go parking into a garage or something, so it doesn't get broken. Well, this one's blanked off because it's got the electric aerial, and I have that on a separate switch that I've set up so I can turn it on and off when I want, because I don't always want to listen to the radio, and I don't want it going up and down every time I switch the radio on, because there might be times I just want to listen to some music off my phone. Right, what else has this car got? It's got fog lights. I replaced the pretty terrible wing mirrors that were like these horrible, more kind of 70s looking square ones for period style round safety flip back ones. So if you were to catch yourself, they're on a spring. And I think they just look a lot better, and actually you can see a lot out the back. I'm not a fan of wing mirrors, I'll be honest. It's another hole in bodywork which will rust. Plus, you know, my eyes aren't getting any better, so I don't want to be staring all the way down the very long bonnet on this car. But it's good. It's got interior lights. I've actually upgraded this car a little bit. It came with a Kenlo fan, an electric fan. I fitted an adjustable thermostat in there with a relay. Because the previous owner hadn't fitted a relay and it just went pop. You know, you need relays for things like this, for everything. So yeah, it's got a Kenlo fan, because when he used to do weddings in London, it was just a bit like this, stop-start traffic all the time, but I'd imagine it's worse here, and he didn't want it to overheat. To be honest with you, the radiator on this car is huge. There have been times where, in fact, I think I need to check the gauge out on this car. The sensor on it is, I think, as far as I can tell, the original sensor on these cars, where it's got like a little wax, it's sealed in wax, and it's got like this little track in it where it expands and contracts, and that adjusts the resistance and therefore adjusts the where the dial points. And they are notorious for failing, and they cost an absolute arm and a leg to replace, which is why nobody bothers replacing them. So I have like a little, or I have had in the past, a little remote, like a handheld thermometer. And every time I got into a bit of a panic, oh, it's overheating, panic, look at the dial. And I've looked at it, it's ice cold. Nothing wrong with it, it's just a stupid sensor. Or the cables worked a little bit loose. So something to bear in mind if you're ever looking at these cars. You need to, I won't trust the gauges so much. The very old gauges, you know, they're old Smith's ones, I think. They're not that great. So anyway, I've put in LED lighting now. I'm an absolutely huge fan of LED lighting, but in keeping it in period, I always go for warm white LEDs, so they look like the old incandescent bulbs. So it still looks original. Also, got LEDs in the dash. Again, they're all like warm white, and everything's done to try to keep it looking like it was as though it's original. Obviously, it uses a lot less power. It doesn't get hot, and it provides a lot more light than the old bulbs do. I've also fitted some additional ambient lighting under the dash and under the seats, because this car, I mean, for me, this colour combination is perfect. This blue colour, it looks very dark now and under the clouds, but it's actually, it's got a lovely pearlescent fleck in it, and there's a lovely purple tint. Purple's my favourite colour as well, so it's like kind of a dark blue with the sun shines on it. You can't beat it. It looks superb. And then combined with this sort of mulberry red interior, it's just perfect. I've redone these seats a few years ago. I still need to re-lacquer the woodwork, needs sanding down again. As I mentioned, this car was fully restored inside and out. I mean, it's an unfortunate tale, but not the previous owner, the owner that the guy I bought it from paid to have it fully restored, and I understand they were moving to France or emigrating to France, which is why it's got a GB chrome badge on the outside. I'll do a walk around video of this car at some point. Sadly, he passed away before he got to see it finished, which is such a shame. But the guy I bought it from, who ran a wedding business for years, is a canny guy, because there's a fully restored car, nothing to do, and all he ended up doing was having it resprayed to match the rest of his wedding fleet, which were painted in this royal blue. And I had nothing to worry about in terms of it being a modern colour on this period of car. It absolutely suits it. Yes. Renault 4's a new one. That was quite good. I'm not a fan of electric cars, but I think Renault are really well on the game at the moment. Yeah, Renault 4, Renault 5 looks really good. It's a shame it's electric, but otherwise you can't have everything, can't you? But that looks really nice. I really like that. It's the first time I've seen one. Sorry, I'm going off at tangerines. It's a bad habit of mine. So what else has this car got? The previous owner had fitted a Dynator. So it's basically a modern alternator, but inside a dynamo shell to make it to look like the original Lucas units that this came with. This car is positive earth, and it still is positive earth. There's nothing wrong with positive earth cars. I like to keep it as it is. I could have converted it, but the Dynator is positive earth as well, which is going to cost them a fortune. So I don't see the point in changing it. It works fine. It charges really well. I've changed the vacuum operated windscreen wash for an electric one. I mean, the original vacuum one's like an asthmatic trying to blow on it through a straw. It's just, I'm sorry, it's shockingly bad. However, I did come up with a little solution that uses the vacuum but operates the switch. I'll do a tiny video about that. Might be handy for other people and other cars, because a lot of cars of this period use the same kind of technology, and the trouble with that is those vacuum chambers, they're not as reliable, and more to the point, the switches are not that great, and the switches are really expensive as well these days. So it's a little solution I've come up with, so I'll do that as a short video for you. The boot on it is huge. You get a set of tools with it. I haven't got the original tools with it, I don't think. I've got a few, but I'm not bothered about stuff like that. Oh, it hasn't got a self-cancelling indicator on this one. First world problems. But it does have dimmable lights. Electronic petrol flap release, would you believe? So flip the switch and the petrol flap opens for you. I mean, because you know it's hard, isn't it, to open a petrol flap by hand. What else? It's carpeted wall to wall. It's a bit bouncy, and if I'm honest, I think if you're a ship's captain, you'll have no problem driving this car. It is really manoeuvrable. It kind of glides rather than drives with well, I've said that, it changes. Got a kick down then, and it's alright. We're already up to 40 on our 40 limit. The Fiat was a bit slower than that. It is nice, actually nice on the motorway as well. It does wallow a bit and kind of bounce around, but I think that's because it's got big fat donut 16-inch wheels on this. We made it to work. Here it is. Oh, it kind of fits in, doesn't it? I'm really glad the sun's out because it really shows off the colour on this car. That paintwork is fantastic. This isn't by any means a show-winning car. It's pretty smart, I have to say, and it's all real steel. It's not gobs of filler or fiberglass or anything like that. When they restored it, they did a proper job on it. It needs a little bit of tidying up, and as I said, I need to redo the woodwork, and I might repaint the door panels, although I think they're pretty good actually, and a few other bits and bobs, but generally it's in pretty good condition. The other thing is the previous owner had fitted radial tyres all the way around. If you've watched any of my videos, you will know my intense dislike based on bitter experience of cross-ply tyres. Tyres of death, I call them. Never ever 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 fit cross plies. Maybe the modern equivalents are probably better, but from my experience, I mean, the ride is great and it's really nice and soft, but from a safety point of view, they're absolutely shockingly terrible tyres. And for that matter, remold tyres as well while I'm on it. I had remolds on a couple of old cars, on my old Wolseley 1550, and let's just say a few close calls. Right, see if we can sneak through here. I don't think you can sneak anywhere in a Bentley like this, can you? Maybe the Fiat, but not this. Oh, let's keep going, keep going. Thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate you watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget, I've also got Rusty Bottom Workshop travels video when we go travelling. I don't mean just commuting to work, I mean actual travelling, going somewhere, whether it's a long distance trip or to somewhere interesting. And thank you, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.